the weekend, but you're gonna slave through this podcast first, and then you get to get drunk. I promise. I'm Kyle.
I'm Mark.
I'm Brian.
I'm Kevin.
And this is Abe.
And I'm drinking cider. Wow. We're gonna talk about Game of Life. Alright, it's things that we really do. Like, that's not gaming. Like outside of gaming. Things that we do, like in real life. Maybe a TV show you watched, a movie. I don't know. Anything. Just name something. So, I guess I'll go first. I've been watching Reaper. Reaper's hilarious. I'm so late to this party.
I love Reaper. Unfortunately, it ends really with...
I'm 2 episodes away from the end, man. 2. When, with a myriad of questions left to be unanswered.
yeah.
And probably more to be, come about and not be answered. I'm really enjoying it, though. I love all the actors in it. I hate Andy. She could have died in the first episode, and this show could have been, the same, if not better.
But she died in the first episode. He wouldn't have anyone to angst after. So they need to at least establish another love interest first, and then they can kill her off.
Yeah, okay, I agree with that. That's true, but fuck Andy. She could. That's fine. Yeah, I like that actress just fine, and she has her moments in the show that I find funny. But it's just you need to choose whether or not you're on board with this demon shit or not. Right? You can't get on board and get off board and get on board and get off board.
That's kind of the deal.
Yeah. The deal is that you don't get to say anything to anybody, and that you get to experience this wicked shit of me destroying demons. It's super fucking hilarious, man. Really fucking original. It's really great. I love the show. I wish there was 100 more episodes. So
yeah.
What are you gonna do?
It's a Firefly for me.
See, that's actually my
segue
thing.
right in, Mark.
Yep. I rewatched Firefly again.
Oh,
And as always, I like to watch all of Firefly and then go right into Serenity.
Yeah.
And
It's the only way to do it.
talk about a great series, man.
It's probably one of the best. Yeah.
No, it is the best.
That's
sci-fi.
your favorite? Oh no, it's the best sci-fi ever.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't even need aliens in that universe.
Yeah.
It's just cowboy bebop-y.
Yeah.
We're at the far rims of of our galaxy. It's nothing crazy yet. Totally fucking in on Firefly. Never too many times that you can watch it.
No.
Serenity,
Literally, it's just
amazing movie.
Yeah.
One of the best. I think we talked about Firefly for
I'm-
like
Yeah.
10 minutes on one of the last episodes.
I'm utterly convinced that assassin guy was the inspiration for the Star Wars Old Republic agent class.
Really?
I see so many similarities just between their stories and the espionage and how
It's ideologies and
how cerebral the characters are. It's just, and even just kind of the way they look and some of your
I love the
responses are just very reminiscent. You can see
The
similarities.
Assassin's one of my favorite
Characters
fictional
ever.
It's one of my favorite antagonists ever.
Yeah.
Wait, from the movie or the very last episode in the series? Because there's an assassin,
Yeah.
and he's the one who comes in the movie is a
Government.
they call him something. Fuck, I just watched it.
He's an agent. That's all.
Yeah,
it
that's
is.
what they call him, agents.
Yeah.
See, in the last one in the
He
series
was an assassin. Yeah, but you're talking about the agent, right?
Yeah, I'm talking
Well, he
about
was actually a bounty
was a
hunter.
bounty hunter,
Sorry,
yeah,
he
the
was a
black
bounty
one.
hunter. That's the guy you're talking
Yeah.
about.
No,
He's like, you
not-
need to be quiet.
Yeah, he-
You're talking about from the movie, right?
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, he's probably one of my favorite bad guys
Yeah,
ever.
Yeah. From
He's
the movie.
amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, and I'm saying, and
The Star Wars character is a lot like it.
Right,
The
and they
agent, the
address
Imperial
it-
agent.
Yeah, the Imperial agent. They're
Aptly
different.
named.
Yeah, they're different. Universes and everything. But I'm convinced, just like the way
Sci-fi
they-
takes from sci-fi. That takes
Yeah.
from sci-fi, man.
But yeah, I've been
But
watching
it's awesome
that,
because I love that character. So
Never too much of that
and
character.
I'm excited to watch The League and Walking Dead.
Oh yeah,
coming
that's
out.
starting, man. Woo!
October.
Excited. Me and you can be the 2 people that continue to enjoy Walking Dead.
Yeah, fine. Only 2 people left.
I know, I guess.
That's fine.
People hate that show. I
I don't know why.
Majority do.
just never got into it.
The majority don't like it. The thing I like about that show is that it's everything. Because about the zombie movies that I like is all the stuff in between the zombie
Yeah.
stuff when they're talking about how
People
we're gonna
going
survive
crazy.
this. What
That's
are we
what I
doing?
like.
People going crazy, and that's what the entire show's about. It's all
Yeah.
the drama
Yeah.
that's going on.
Right.
So, like, it just kind of depends on how you like to digest your zombies. Some people like a lot of zombies per minute, ZMBs, if you will. It's not like
ZPBs.
Thank you, ZPBs. Yeah, so I gotta get my lingo right.
No, it's
Zombies per
ZPM.
minute. ZPM.
There you go.
ZPMs per
You
minute.
slowly made it there.
Well, what are you watching, Ryan?
Yeah.
You know what? I actually just
Or what are you
finished
doing?
reading Cloud Atlas.
Oh,
And-
you finished it?
Yeah, I finished Cloud Atlas, and I loved it so much I bought another novel by the same author.
Is it really that good?
Yeah, it's really that
Do you
good.
think the movie's gonna be good?
I honestly have no idea how this is going to translate into film. No idea whatsoever.
It's extremely ambitious.
But because like the whole thing is like a palindrome almost. Like it starts off with like a journal that's being read by a composer whose like life work is a song that's the favorite song of this like journalist who, you know, it's all progressing through time, you know, and then at a certain point like one story lengthens out and finishes, and then it starts going, and then it's like, oh, and then they find like the other half of this manuscript, and oh, they found like the other half of this journal.
So is it the same people living at different times, but like kind of the same souls, but like tethered together type of thing?
Yeah, it's more like about, you don't know if the other souls are connected, but it's one soul's journey, and I guess the other soul must be connected just because they like constantly communicate to each other, and the way you know these people are the same, like the only indication is, first off, it does the right thing, and every time it's reincarnated, it has like the same birthmark. And so you're following these people who have the same birthmark. And their stories, like, in pure action and what they're physically doing, have nothing at all to do each other.
Crazy.
Each other, but it's all, like,
Sounds pretty
related.
cool.
Yeah, right?
You know, ideals and, you know, learning about life.
Yeah.
Sounds awesome.
Sounds really sick.
Yeah.
I
Surprised you
can't.
don't talk about the book you just started reading.
I was, but we're strapped for time. It's
That needs to be a whole podcast.
maybe. That's what sparked me, because I was telling you earlier, Abraham, I wanted to start like a podcast that's not about games, and it's got sparked from this book I read. And I didn't like politics was not the politics is not what I wanted to get like wrapped up in, because I don't know a lot about politics, but like the stuff that was like covered in this book is like moving. But I would just be like a Duncan Trussell, Joe Rogan like copycat. That's all it would be.
Right.
But like, you know what, man? It's moving shit. But I already did mine. Let's pass mine. What about you?
I've actually recently just started Batman Beyond.
Yeah.
And so I've been getting into
Right,
that.
man.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's probably one of my favorite Batmans.
Yeah,
you know,
dude,
hover
that's-
cars. And
That's a cool fucking. That's a
cool
cool
shit,
fucking
yeah.
like continuation of
Right.
the original
Yeah.
animated series. You know.
so it has some interesting villains like the Ink Girl.
Yeah.
And so,
The Joker gang. You know?
yeah,
Yeah.
like the gang of Jokers and whatnot. So I'm only like 2 or 3 episodes in, but I'm loving it so far. So
Awesome.
Sick,
That's
man.
a good one.
I fucking love Batman the Animated Series.
Yeah.
I've been watching a lot of that lately, and I just kind of wish it was on Netflix, but
yeah.
it's never gonna make it there, I don't think.
On the bright side, 1992 X-Men. I've also been watching
I
that
finished
back.
it.
Yeah, I just
Yeah,
started it,
that's
and you
on
finished
Netflix,
it.
yeah.
That last
Yeah.
episode's fucking powerful.
You showed it to me, yeah.
Yeah.
We had a moment, yeah, it was crazy.
Totally.
Yeah, he was resurrecting, saying goodbye to everybody, and it's really
totally. You're just
It's really
telling
heartfelt.
everybody how he feels.
hard.
Literally.
Yeah, like,
Storm, my beautiful queen.
yes. Yeah,
That's
and
true.
he transcends to the next realm of
Yep.
beings or whatever they do. I don't know.
Yeah.
Professor Xavier.
Why have you here? I was going to ask you. Do you have any particular like gaming preparations or ceremonies that you do? Like I think last podcast I was talking about like I used to eat Hot Pockets all the time, or I used to have like a particular soda I used to drink, or like is there a gaming kind of thing? It doesn't have to be food related either. It could be like a special chair that you sit in, or
Mine actually
music
kinda
that you're
is.
playing.
I have a big Chiefs cup, like souvenir from Kansas City Chiefs football game.
Cool.
And I drink Kool-Aid typically when I play like computer games when I get on League or something. So I have like heavy metal on when I'm like playing League of Legends.
Sweet.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm jamming out when I'm killing
Sick.
people.
That's the way to do it. Everyone's kind of got like their like ecosystem that they set up whenever they start playing a game. Like I never sit down without a drink, and I never sit down without maybe something to snack on, just in case I get dangerously hungry in the middle of the cutscene. Blam! You know, Hot Pocket right there. You know, whatever. I don't need Hot Pockets anymore because I'm not 12. But
maybe that explains why I'm so angry when I play League. I don't know.
Great. What about you, Abe? What have you been doing lately that's not gaming related?
That's not gaming, not too much, unfortunately. Work, just kind of
not really, work. That's lame.
No, I know, but I mean, like when I'm not at work, I'm playing like Borderlands too. So, but aside from that, I am actually preparing for the next event, which is like the second week in October. So for just a convention going.
What convention?
It's called RealmsCon. It's out in Corpus Christi. Really small one, but it's kind of like where I got my start, where me and my friend got our start.
Oh, very nice, man.
So we kind of celebrate. It's like the second annual now, so that would be for us. So I guess third time technically we'll be going. So it's cool getting up, getting some new work, turning. I've had a hard time working on stuff since the last event.
Well, you've been working on art. That's something major you've been doing.
So I mean, but it's small baby steps. I have to I was going like at full speed a few months ago, and now I'm at a crawling pace right now. But no, it's fun. Just
it usually is.
Yeah. It's how it starts.
It feels like the creative energy flow is not very hyper for anybody right now. I haven't been writing anything in my book. Okay. I haven't gotten a chapter from you in a few weeks. You know,
so
you're talking about me. So it's just I guess as we're porting ourselves into fall. I guess all the creative energy gets sucked out of the air.
Yeah,
especially here in Texas. I don't know.
Definitely.
My reading time slot or my writing time slot are kind of sometimes the same time slot, so I'm either doing one or the other.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's
one or the other. All right, let's talk about Passionate Response. That's what I named this segment, where I'm just going to talk, or we talk about a game that we just, we really enjoy, that we don't talk about often. I'll go first. I love Castlevania, as everybody knows. I'm a big Castlevania fan. My favorite of all of them, out of all of them, is Circle of the Moon. Love Castlevania Circle of the Moon.
Yeah.
Game Boy Advance. Remember playing it in Sunday school when I was a Catholic. Now I am a heathen. and I used to play it in school all the time in choir when I used to have a beautiful voice, an angel's voice, which is kind of ironic. But anyways. Love that game. One of the better games that I played in that series. It had like a card system, but it wasn't card-like, You collected cards, combined them together, and they created new summons.
Yeah.
Really sick. Castlevania at its finest. I think it was the one after Symphony of the Night that incorporated leveling systems. So Symphony of the Night incorporated leveling systems. Circle of the Moon continued with the leveling systems, and I always like a number to my progress. That's like just a personal thing for me. But I don't know. What about anybody?
Anybody?
One of my favorites, Final Fantasy Tactics War of the Lions for the PS1, and that's also been released on PlayStation Network. It's just a great story. You can sink just hours and hours into it with all the different jobs and mixing and matching. And there's some really overpowered combinations if you're willing to grind for it. Yeah, and so definitely a great way to sink a lot of time and just a great story and a lot of political intrigue and.
Yeah. See, I think I got to that game too late, so it's too. I don't know. Yeah, I never played it when I was. I never played when I was younger. I tried to play it very recently, maybe in the last couple years or so, and just.
Those games don't appeal to me now.
Well, it's not that they don't appeal to me. It's like this game is so that genre has transcended itself in many ways that its mechanics are old now. And I have a hard. That's how I'm having a hard time getting back into Legend of Dragoon, and I hate being that guy that's just I don't like playing games. And it's not the bad graphics; it's the old mechanics. I'm just we've this is how we used to do things. This doesn't even feel right. I've heard. Crying from the mountaintops, how great that story is. I wish I could suffer through, but you didn't like it. Did you feel the same way?
No, you got me out of
No, the Game Boy Advance one or something that you didn't like?
No. I just couldn't sit through the first one. It was just the wrong time period for me to play that game. So I fell asleep in the first fight.
Yeah, so it sounded like we had.
And I fell asleep for 30 minutes.
It sounded like we had a very similar experience.
Yeah, since then though I've played games like Disgaea, games like fucking
Fire Emblem.
But
Fire Emblem does it right.
Yeah, even another one.
What about Suikoden?
No, I missed out on
but
that
it's
one.
not. It's not the
But
same
it's
kind
not the
of.
same.
It's not the same kind of battle system. As
No,
it's
but I-
fucking
Yeah,
sick.
it's-
Yeah,
it's-
Sick
it's not the
sick.
same.
That's going to be the game that I want.
Not to say it's a bad game. I don't believe it's a bad game. It's just one that just hit me at the wrong time, and I never really progressed. I was borrowing it from a friend anyway, so I never
Okay.
owned it to actually have it. If I had purchased it, I probably would have gone through it. I'd be like, I paid money for this, you know?
Yeah.
I'm going to beat this game.
Delito is probably one of my all-time favorite video game characters.
Really?
Farm boy who ends up becoming king at the end. Like, fuck everyone.
That's sick.
Yeah.
See, it sounds like a sick story, man.
Yeah,
I hope they like
I-
He's
redo
a
it or
giant
something.
Badass.
What about you, Mark? What's your? You were just saying, like, what
Yeah.
Suikoden did you like? What was your
I
favorite?
liked. I think it was 2, where you played the
That's a
boy
really-
from the Wind Village.
Is that the one really rare
He had
one?
the knife on his back.
That's the really rare one, right?
Dude, that
like,
that
costs
one,
a
and then
shit
the
ton
one
of money to
after
buy.
that.
3, one
yeah,
on PS2.
yeah, where he's the
I
fire
played
champion.
3. I played 3. Yeah.
The fire champion one was pretty badass, but the wind one is
Is that the one where they're on the boat? Yeah, I didn't like that one. Yeah.
Did you play a 5?
No, that's the one
That
where.
game took like 9 million years to get started. I was just like, Jesus.
That's how I felt
What
about
is
the
it
Star
actually-
Ocean of Time game.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Till
I was
the
just
end
like,
of time?
yeah, no, not till the end of time. The new Star Ocean game that came out on the 360 and
Yeah.
PS3. I was like, I'm like 3 hours into this game,
Yeah.
and like,
nothing
there's
was
been no
happening.
kind of
Yeah.
conflict that's shown up yet. I'm just doing like these weird dumb things.
It's like you're a prince and like you're going to all these things. And I'm just like, okay, when is like the main plot going to start? Like, when am I actually going to start doing anything? But once it gets going, it's really cool. So I mean, it's just if you can sit through 5 hours of being bored.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's kind of like
And
most
running
of
around the
JRPGs
castle.
nowadays, though. Like, they had a real slow burn at the beginning of them.
Yeah.
What about you, Ryan?
You know, something I would like to mention, and you know, when I think about it, I can't believe any other game has emulated their style or their setup and made something that could potentially be more successful. But one of my favorite combat series, Power Stone.
Power Stone? Oh, and the
Oh,
Dreamcast.
my
Yeah.
God.
I actually never played that game.
I never
Either. I
That was
Is
a
it good?
great game.
Is it?
It was
I heard
like-
it was like the Smash Brothers on.
Yeah, but it was
on
like
Dreamcast.
even more versatile. Like it was almost like an adventure. Like there would be parts where you'd have to like climb up the sides of buildings and like run into doors to get out of the area where you know things were just exploding. You know?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So it was like a
Power
part
Stone.
race, part combat, just
Yeah.
craziness.
There's only like
Nice.
one game I played on the Dreamcast, and it was the Dragon one. Like that.
Answer Dragon?
Yeah, that game was pretty cool.
Yeah. Was that on the Dreamcast? Or
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Okay.
on. Yeah, that was on there.
Then,
That
wait,
game
what,
was
was
and
on
on the,
Xbox?
and on the Saturn, actually, I think
That was
yeah,
a Saturn game. No,
yeah.
on the Saturn it was an RPG. Like you
Yeah,
could,
yeah,
it was like it
different.
wasn't a rail shooter.
Yeah,
Speaking of the Dreamcast, the Legacy of Kain games, like Soul
Is
Reaver.
Is that where it started on the
No,
Dreamcast?
like-
No,
PlayStation?
Blood Omen was PS1, but
Yeah,
Soul
yeah.
Reaver was Dreamcast, and that's
and it
just
was
a
on the
great series.
PS2
Yeah,
Yeah.
Soul Reaver's on PS2 also. Yeah.
because that's
It's
where I
kind
played
of
it.
crazy for a series with that
Or no,
many like
PlayStation.
Installments.
The first one was on the
installments
PlayStation.
have, like, yeah,
Yeah, you're right.
have a coherent story.
Yeah.
It's a great story battling fate.
I don't understand why they don't reboot that series. You know.
They
Right.
should.
Yeah.
They had like some rumors like that they're working on like a
Who owns the
reviving a
properties
title.
of that? Do you know?
I don't
Is it
know. They
Eidos?
had some like
Is
I
it
know
the
it
Tomb Raider people?
changed. I know it changed throughout like the years from the people that started to had it at like Defiance at the end. But I think it is the same people that did Tomb Raider.
Yeah, okay, I think it's
Okay.
Eidos also. Yeah, that's what I remember. I could be wrong. We could be pissing off everybody. Right now. Abe, did you go?
No, not yet. I'll do something
I
a
want
little
twice.
different.
What?
No, I said I'll do something a little
Different?
different. Yeah, no.
No, keep it the same, man.
no.
I like white bread, dude.
No,
I want to be plain.
Fucking, no,
No, go ahead.
no, I'll go with Turok. I'll just say Turok 2.
Oh,
let's go with that.
yes.
let's
Turok,
those-
awesome. You like 2, really?
Yeah, I like 2. Well, I like 1, 2, and 3 actually.
I
They're
love-
all
3
like,
was my
different.
favorite.
Yeah, no,
Gates of Oblivion or whatever it is.
Yeah, that
Turok
one
3
was
Oblivion.
like really nice and cinematic in that one.
Oh,
But
that story was
that's-
awesome too.
Yeah, that
and
was-
the cerebral bore, greatest video game weapon of all
Oh
time.
yeah, it drills it into somebody's head, it takes out all the brains, and then it explodes. Come on, this is like the best.
And you
weapon.
ooze out your brain.
Yeah, that's-
Wow, that's a great choice, man.
right.
Yeah, I love Turok.
It's one that just gets thrown under the bus. A lot of people just don't know about it.
Or they try and reboot it and it sucks.
Oh yeah. And
because Disney gets a hold of it. That's what studio did that.
Yeah, no, I know.
I'm like, Disney's doing the what game? The game where you literally commit genocide on people and dinosaurs.
Yeah, and alien races and rock creatures and spider things. Yeah,
Really, whatever you can.
Yeah,
Turok
if it moves,
like to kill everything.
it. That's what it is.
Even though you never really played as Turok, except for in the first one. And the second one, who did you play? Because you played as somebody else in 3, didn't you?
Turok is like in all 3, or well, I guess he's not in the second one, but like it's like the Turok is like a line of, it's like a lineage. So
it's a family.
You are the Turok, but you're not like, your name's not Turok. Like it's Talset, he's the one in the first one, and he's actually in like the last one. And then I forget the name of the character in 2, and I think it's like his son and daughter are in 3.
Sweet. That's what I remember. In 3.
So, but yeah. No,
well, great. Yeah, look at that. We did it. Another week, another episode, another time, another day, another weekend.
Yep.
Another
Yep.
thing done. All right. So the saga continues next week. So we'll see you next week. We'll be talking more games. Like I said, subscribe to us, share us if you've got friends that are interested in video games. More drunk ass to come, where we're going to get really drunk and talk about games, potentially fight each other, and it is going to be awesome. So until next time, game on.
Be so excited.